My name is Destiny Garcia, and I'm here to explain why my sustainable packaging, Simply Green, will be beneficial for the fashionistas over at Chuk Collin. Let's get started. Now I'm going to go over the details of the idea of my design. It is 100% recyclable using recycled cardboard and recyclable or composted tissue paper, as well as using a sustainable ink and minimal inks, such as water-based inks, soy-based inks, or even a UV ink. A UV ink usually does dry quicker, which is faster for production, and the box itself does collapse for easy cleanup. It is detailed in the inside with a glossy wrapped finish with our logo all printed out along the inside, and our names, Simply Green, with the little Chuk Collin name attached. This little one on the top corner, it is for smaller items, so that little boxed compartment is for like little lipstick tubes, if you wanted to put the ends of a pair of sunglasses so they fit better, and so when it does go through shipment, it doesn't move through it out and it doesn't damage any of the products. For what is holding in place the clothes for the bigger boxes is going to be the 100% recycled or composted tissue paper, and it will be wrapped and held together by a little sticker. Where would we get our materials? So the recycled cardboard can be sourced from manufacturers who specialize in post-consumer recycled paper products. Ideally, they would use wasted cardboard from the local recycling plant and reuse them for our production. Next, I'm going to be discussing our tissue paper, which can be sourced from companies that offer eco-friendly and recycled paper. Some tissue paper suppliers do also specialize in biodegradable and non-bleached options, which minimizes the environmental impact that the dyes have within other tissue papers. And now I'm going to be discussing lastly the inks and the adhesives. So the sustainable inks such as soy-based, water-based inks can be sourced from companies committed to non-toxic printing solutions, while the adhesives could come from a plant-based or even a biodegradable kind of material. So we do have stickers on the front and within our packaging for the QR code in the corner of the box, and as well as the hold for the tissue paper holding the product together. So on the next slide, I will be discussing how the packaging solution will be manufactured, as well as we'll be discussing where the labor will be sourced to complete this work. Now we're going to be talking about the process. The cardboard and the tissue paper should undergo standard procedures of cutting, shaping, and printing. They should be used by a sustainable facility, typically powered by renewable energy. The manufacturer's process could be lowered in ways by using techniques such as a die cutting to cardboard, and using this technique can minimize the offcuts that other machines could do to our boxes. Now I'm going to be talking about local production and having a local workforce. Partnering with local manufacturers can reduce the carbon footprint assigned with shipping materials, especially if the production is close to the main market where we're trying to sell to. Localizing production also simplifies quality control and can also offer faster production time to our consumers. So having a local workforce is mainly for sustainability and transparency. The labor could be from local workers in the region of production, enhancing, fair labor practices, and also reduces transportation emissions, so people wouldn't have to travel so far just to go to work. So now we want to look at the manufacturers themselves just to make sure that they are B Corp certified, or to make sure that they are certified in low environmental impacts. And ensuring this can ensure our mission and their mission to sustainability. Now we're going to be discussing materials and labor costs. So we're looking at the estimated cost for cardboard. Recycled cardboard typically goes from 15 cents to 40 cents per unit. It does depend on the size, it does depend on thickness, as well as the level of custom printing that you need within the box, which is why it's more cost effective to simplify your design. Looking at the estimated cost for tissue paper, sustainable tissue paper does vary from 5 cents to 20 cents, and it does depend on quality, size, and ink usage. So ink usage does fall in line with printing and finishing. So having minimalized or eco-friendly printing could add an additional 5 to 10 cents per unit. Now looking at the labor costs, manufacturer labor does depend on the region that you are from. Typically it does range from 10 to 20 cents per unit for packaging in sustainable facilities. So by sourcing locally, using sustainable facilities, and prioritizing ethical sourced labor, the brand can ensure that its packaging is environmentally responsible, ethical, and cost-effective, supporting both the planet and the brand's values. Now let's see how the use of tissue paper and cardboard can reduce the environmental impact. When looking at the impact of cardboard and tissue paper, they are biodegradable and they decompose faster than plastic, which plastic takes 100 years to break down. And when disposed correctly, they will return to the environment without leaving behind a harmful residue. So we do have an adhesive, like I mentioned earlier. We do have stickers for our QR code and for the inside of the packaging to hold our things together. And using a biodegradable or even a plant-based adhesive can help our environmental impact because it will seep less toxins that are very harmful to the environment as well as harmful to humans. Along with using eco-friendly inks such as soy or water-based inks. And lastly, having our facilities locally for our employees does lower the need for transportation as much, which helps the emission to lowering our carbon footprint. Now let's look at the social impact that Simply Green offers with sustainable packaging. Alright, now we're going to look up our local and fair trade labor. So sourcing materials and the manufacturing with companies that prioritize fair wages, a safe work environment, workers' rights can really impact the quality of life for the laborers, like the employees. For example, choosing suppliers certified by fair trade or similar operations help improve ethical work practices. So we want as a company to offer transparency and we want to offer trust when it comes to companies sharing their commitment to sourcing through ethical work environments. It really builds trust and ensures positivity with consumers who value social responsibility. And lastly, the use of our non-toxic is a huge social impact because it minimizes the chemical used in plastic products that are found in plastic products, and by using paper and non-toxic inks actually is a healthier option for not only the environment but for humans as well. Now we're going to see the impact of Chuk Collins and the consumers. So cost comparison, typically packaging offering using plastics or synthetic materials can be cheaper due to a lower material cost and worldwide brand availability. However, as the demand comes for more sustainable materials, the cost is different between recycled cardboard and eco-friendly tissue paper has actually been reduced. So even though it is reduced, there is still a bit of a higher price range. So typically it could range from 20 to 50 cents per package, depending on the volume, depending on the design, and the custom branding that's needed. Now we're going to talk about bulk discounting. Many suppliers do offer discounts for bulk items, and this can really help with reducing costs per unit, especially if the packaging does become like a long-term commitment. So switching from traditional packaging to sustainable packaging could be a big jump financially, but after a while, when your sales sky up, the prices could go down. Now I just want to touch base on the positive brand image and the increase of sales that sustainable packaging can have on the brand. It can attract new customers who are eco-responsible. This can be a positive for our sales because we're tapping into environmental consciousness type of audience, and it may allow for a slightly higher price when it comes to premium sustainable packaging items. So another way that we can reduce waste and improve efficiency is really minimizing the space and reduce dimension weight charges. So mentally making the boxes smaller or to fit exactly what that item is supposed to be shipping. So lastly, reducing our environmental fees and penalties, avoiding future costs related to environmental compliance. Some regions and retailers are beginning to enforce sustainable products, such as discarding plastic bags and now using brown paper bags or even earth bags. So today, customers are more informed. They're actively looking for brands that share their values. So it's up to us to partake around sustainability. Receiving eco-friendly packaging does ensure the customer's experience by reflecting our commitment to the environment. So improving the unboxing experience with well-designed packaging, a pleasing exterior, and a very natural, smooth feel ensures the customer a very luxurious feel, as well as making the consumer part of the thoughtful, eco-conscious brand journey. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you enjoyed my presentation.